Hi everyone, going to share again for today's 16 July. Moon is still up and down, but I have a sense of more calmness I would say. Do not know what's coming up, but I think through everyone's encouragement, I will continue to pray and ask God to help me to see more light in my life and to face my deepest fear, my deepest struggle in life. Let us all listen to God's words, what He has for us today. Today we will continue with Exodus, Moses' journey with the Israelites. Moses and Aaron worked many wonders in the presence of Pharaoh, but the Lord made Pharaoh's heart stubborn, and he did not let the son of Israel leave his country. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, "This month is to be the first of all the others for you, the first month of your year. Speak to the whole community of Israel and say, on the 10th day of this month, each man must take an animal from the flock, one for each family, one animal for each household. If the household is too small to eat the animal, a man must join his neighbor, the nearest to his house, as the number of persons required. You must take into account what each can eat in deciding the number for the animal. It must be an animal without blemish, a male 1 year old. You may take it from either sheep or goats. You must keep it till the 14th day of the month, when the whole assembly of the community of Israel shall slaughter it, between the 2 evenings. Some of the blood must then be taken and put on 2 doorposts and the lintel of the house, where it is eaten. That night the flesh is to be eaten, roasted over fire. It must be eaten with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. Do not eat any of his raw or boiled, but roasted over the fire, head, feet, and entrails. You must not leave any over till the morning. Whatever is left till morning you are to burn. You shall eat it like this, with a girdle round your waist, sandals on. Your feet a staff in your hand. You shall eat it hastily. It is a Passover in honor of the Lord. That night I will go through the land of Egypt and strike down all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, men and beasts alike, and I shall deal out punishment to all the gods of Egypt. I am the Lord. The blood shall serve to mark the houses that you live in. When I see the blood, I'll pass over you, and you shall escape the destroying plague. When I strike the land of Egypt, this day is to be the day of remembrance for you, and you must celebrate it as a feast in the Lord's honor. For all generations, you are to declare it as a day of festival forever." The word of the God. Today's Gospel, continue from Gospel of Matthew. Jesus took a walk one Sabbath day through the cornfield. His disciple was hungry and began to pick ears of corn and eat them. The Pharisee noticed it and said to him, "Look, your disciples are doing something that is forbidden on the Sabbath." But he said to them, "Have you not read what David did when he and his followers were hungry, how he went into the house of God, and how they ate the loaf offerings which neither he nor his followers were allowed to eat, but which were for the priests alone? Or again, have you not read in the law that on the Sabbath day of the temple priests break the Sabbath without being blamed for it? Now here I tell you is something greater than the temple. And if you have understood the meaning of the word, what I want is mercy, not sacrifice, you will have condemned the blameless. You will not have condemned the blameless, for the Son of Man is a master of the Sabbath." The good news of the Lord. Let's reflect what God has for us to say today. Actually, I wrote these two when I was preparing the slides for today. As I read the readings just now, as I was doing this recording, something really struck me. It struck me in the sense that in the first reading, the steps are so detailed. Exactly what is to be done. I think it's the same when I was teaching in my own ministry. I'm involved in RCIA, so I always teach every new batch how to receive the Holy Communion, what to do during baptism. We are also very detailed. But I think what we have forgotten is the deeper meaning behind it. Why was the instruction given that way? Why did God exactly told Moses and Aaron to tell the Israelites to do all this? We did not really, even for myself, I did not really go in depth. Every step, what is really the meaning then? Now, in our faith, when we are doing our Holy Eucharist, yes, we have been teaching and myself know a bit here and there. Every part of the Mass, what's the meaning, what's the action, what's the true purpose of each when we are doing worshipping and celebrating the Mass. And next is, how do we bring in this inner meaning into our prayers, into our practice, into appreciating the Holy Eucharist? And what wrote here? This is the day of remembrance for you, and you must celebrate it as a feast in the Lord's honor. For all generations, you are to declare it a day of festival forever. It is like us celebrating Mass. It is a time of remembrance for Jesus, and we have to celebrate in the Lord's honor. It is not just a procedure. And it is for us to remember the love of God, why God is doing this, and every part of the Mass, there is a purpose, there is a step, is for us to be closer to Him. So that's why I was wondering, because I actually booked a Mass for myself and my daughter this Sunday, but because we have other appointments, we have decided to give that one up to be able to physically go to church with her, but I'll be attending weekday Mass, so I thought it was fine for me. So sometimes, really, when I give up the slot, I was wondering, was it right? Should I still continue to bring my girl to Mass? Yes, it is really a time for her to experience the Holy Eucharist, although she attend the online Mass every weekend. And I further justify that I'm giving up my Mass slot to someone that I know wanted to attend physical Mass. But reason aside, so there's something I'm also wondering for myself. What is really the full meaning of Mass to me and my family? Do I really put God in front of what is more important, what is other household activities? I think that is really for me to reflect further the full meaning, the full purpose, which is what I want is mercy and sacrifice. The Pharisees were so focused on the law, the steps for the whole Passover meal. If you read, the step was so detailed. I think I also have a privilege to actually experience the Passover meal, the Last Supper, with two different ministries so far. Everything is actually very systematic. Everything was very meaningful. Actually, all the prayers, all the steps was going through the whole Passover meal. It was a very good experience for me. And I think what deeper to look into is really what God really wants us to know, to give up in life, to focus on Him, to know that He's providing for us. He'll always be there to protect us. Not so focused on, hey, did we do the step correctly? Did we start the step not correctly? I think that's also applying to my marriage, my communication with other people. Being full focused on the day-to-day activity, daily activities, that we forgot about the person. We've forgotten about love. We've forgotten about the meaning behind what we are doing. What is the meaning behind work? What's the meaning behind taking care of the kid, sending them to school, letting them do homework, cooking? We have forgotten the full meaning and we just focus on the procedures. And I think that is what I got from today's reading, to really look into the meaning behind and really the intention, focus on intention of what I'm doing rather than doing it correctly. I thank God for today's reflections, and I appreciate all y'all to be listening to me about 10 minutes every day. Thank you for the time that you have been given to me and listening to me. And I pray that God be with all of us listening to Him, and maybe through me, that I open up myself for God to fill me up, to encourage me on. In all this I pray in God's merciful name. Amen. Okay, I'll see all of you all again. If I can, I'll do my recording tomorrow. If not, I may do my recording on Monday. Thank you, everyone.